Rochelle. My name is Jessie Juarez, and this week I will be responding to your discussion post. This week we really talked about the concept of confidentiality, and as human services practitioners and future pastoral counselors or whatever role we're in, we're gonna have to follow this ethical concept of confidentiality. And I agree with your post that confidentiality is not absolute, but there are some circumstances where we might have to breach it, and that does include when we, the readings specify that there are times that we are going to have to breach that confidentiality when there is potential harm to self and others, and we'd have to warn when there is we are mandated reporters, and we have to report on child abuse or elderly abuse. And there are some times where there is legal court mandate in which we have to breach those confidentiality guidelines. And I really the reason why I wanted to respond to your discussion post is because I can sympathize to your discussion post of you stating that when you have been helping someone and engaging with them in that helping process for a long time, like on one hand you would be you would have to hold the responsibility to ethically report when it's required, but then you also were realistic and you tied in that you would still feel concerned about reporting and how it would affect your client and in immediately and long term, but it also would allow you were able to process your point of view of both sides on how sometimes our attachment to the clients might be a pair to our own judgment. And I personally that was interesting for me to understand and grasp, that I didn't take that in consideration. So it was really important to sometimes own our own limitations and our own biases, and when that might hinder our judgment or cloud our judgment. So really great post overall, and really we're kind of crossroads of knowing what to do, when it's right to do it and when we have to do it, and so in addition, Parsons and Dickinson's 2017, on page 232, they actually recommend certain procedures and ethical principles that as helpers we are to follow, and they really recommend for us to, one, know the state laws mandating reporting or breaching out of that confidence, and really understanding the thresholds and the criteria for breaching that confidence. And that really will serve kind of like as a guideline and procedures of when we are to disclose and when we're not. And so yeah, I hope that you found this topic very interesting and insightful. I think it's one that is very tricky. It's complicated, I think it very is, but we're able to really learn and apply the text materials, and we're able to read others' responses through the discussion post on how we would go about in certain situations. And obviously